Imagine being born into a world lit only by fire. No glowing screens. No electric lights. No humming refrigerators. No airplanes crossing the sky. Just candles, lanterns, and darkness after sunset. Yet one person experienced something almost impossible. A human being who was born before electricity reached ordinary homes and lived long enough to see computers, satellites, and the internet. His life became a bridge between two completely different worlds. When he was born, horses were still common transportation. When he died, humans had already walked on the moon. How can one lifetime contain so much change? To understand that, we need to travel back to the 19th century. The world of the 1800s moved slowly. Cities were darker. Travel was harder. Communication was painfully slow. A message could take days or weeks to arrive. At night, entire neighborhoods disappeared into darkness. People planned their lives around sunlight. Once the sun set, productivity largely ended. For thousands of years, this had been normal. Human civilization depended on muscle power. Human power, animal power, wind power, water power. Then everything changed. In 1879, inventor Thomas Edison publicly demonstrated a practical incandescent light bulb. The light itself was not the entire revolution. The real breakthrough was creating a complete electrical system. Generators, wires, power stations, distribution networks. Suddenly, light could travel through cables. Entire streets began glowing after dark. Cities started transforming. Factories stayed open longer. Businesses expanded. Nightlife exploded. The day became longer than nature intended. But electricity did not arrive everywhere at once. Many rural communities remained dark for decades. Millions of people still relied on candles and oil lamps. Children born in those places experienced a lifestyle that had barely changed for centuries. One of those children was a man named Walter Breuning. Born in 1896, Breuning entered a world very different from ours. His childhood contained no television, no internet, no smartphones, no commercial aviation. Even automobiles were rare. Most people could not imagine the technologies we consider ordinary today. Breuning later became one of the oldest verified men in history. He lived to the age of 114. That number alone is remarkable. But what makes his story extraordinary is what he witnessed. When Breuning was born, the first successful powered flight had not yet happened. In 1903, Orville Wright and Wilbur Wright flew for just 12 seconds. It changed everything. Within decades, airplanes crossed oceans. Then continents. Then the entire planet. By the end of Breuning's life, aircraft carried millions of passengers every day. One human lifetime. From horses to jet engines. But aviation was only the beginning. The 20th century became a machine for accelerating change. Telephones spread rapidly. Radio connected nations. Movies created global celebrities. Electric appliances entered homes. Refrigerators replaced ice deliveries. Washing machines transformed domestic life. Vacuum cleaners reduced household labor. Suddenly, daily routines that once consumed hours became much easier. Researchers studying technological growth often describe it as exponential. That means progress speeds up over time. Each invention helps create new inventions. The result is a chain reaction. A snowball rolling downhill. The larger it becomes, the faster it grows. Could someone born in 1896 have imagined video calls? Probably not. Yet Breuning lived to see them. During his lifetime, humanity experienced 2 world wars. The first began in 1914, The second erupted in 1939. Together, they reshaped global politics, economics, and technology. Military research accelerated innovation. Radar improved detection systems. Medical advances saved lives. Computing machines became increasingly sophisticated. Then came one of history's greatest achievements: the space age. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik. It became the first artificial satellite. Humanity had placed an object in orbit. For the first time, our species reached beyond Earth. Only 12 years later, in 1969, Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon. A man born before widespread electricity watched humans walk on another world. Think about that for a moment. What would it feel like to begin life under candlelight? Then watch rocket engines carry people into space. Few generations experienced change so dramatic. Scientists often discuss something called the pace of innovation. Studies show technological capability can double surprisingly quickly. Computing power became one of the clearest examples. In 1965, Gordon Moore observed that computer processing power appeared to increase rapidly over time. The observation later became known as Moore's law. For decades, it accurately described the explosive growth of computing. As computers improved, they became smaller, cheaper, more powerful. Eventually, they entered homes, then pockets, then nearly every aspect of modern life. By the time Breuning died in 2011, billions of people were connected through the internet. Information moved across the planet in seconds. A task that once required weeks could now happen instantly. The contrast is almost difficult to comprehend. Yet perhaps the most fascinating part is not the technology. It is the human mind. Researchers studying aging often note that people adapt remarkably well to change. What feels revolutionary eventually becomes normal. Electric lights became normal. Cars became normal. Television became normal. The internet became normal. Humans continuously redefine what ordinary means. That ability helped our species survive. It helped us spread across continents. It helped us build civilizations. And it allowed people like Walter Breuning to navigate a century unlike any before it. His life reminds us of something important. The world we consider normal is temporary. Future generations may view our technology the way we view candles and horse-drawn wagons. Primitive, limited, ancient. Somewhere in the future, another person may look back at our era with disbelief. They may wonder how we lived without inventions that do not yet exist. And that realization changes everything. Because history is not a collection of finished chapters. It is a story still being written. Every ordinary day eventually becomes history. Every modern invention eventually becomes old. And every generation stands unknowingly between the past and the future. The last humans born before electricity did not simply witness progress. They revealed how quickly reality itself can change.